Now to a story we first brought you in September when a local charity dedicated to feeding people in need, they lost their refrigerated truck.
Yeah, they called it Grandpa Bear. It had carried the bulk of their food deliveries for years. But CBS host Kara Duffy joining us live now from Boca Helping Hands with some good news on how the community all pulled together to help. Kara?
Good morning, Matt and Ashley. The folks here at Boca Helping Hands said without Grandpa Bear, they were unable to complete some of their day-to-day deliveries. And a big concern, of course, was not being able to manage their annual Thanksgiving holiday meal projects. But now, thanks to generous donations from the community, they were able to buy a brand new truck, one that will make its big debut today, hitting the road for the very first time. For weeks, volunteers and workers at Boca Helping Hands were forced to make their daily food deliveries like this. Double the workers needed, using smaller vans, all to do the job that was a lot easier and cheaper.
The eldest truck in the fleet, but the largest, that we relied upon very heavily, broke down on Friday the 13th of September. And it was dead. With
more than 200,000 miles on it, they knew the truck they lovingly referred to as Grandpa Bear was done for good.
But when it went, we were just like, oh no. Now what are we going to do? We've been looking for funding. We haven't been able to find funding.
That's when Boca Helping Hands reached out to CBS 12 News and other media outlets. The community heard and acted fast.
We had so many first-time donors that heard about us on the news, and they called up and said, hey, I heard all about this need. We actually had our matching donor say, you know what, I help people in Israel with some trucks and things, and I thought, this is happening in my backyard. Let me reach out and see if I can help them.
In less than 2 weeks, they were able to raise $150,000 to buy a brand new truck, giving them something to be grateful for this Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving last year, it held over 1,300 boxed meals for Thanksgiving, and we were looking at losing that storage capacity for this Thanksgiving.
We wanted to really thank all of the people that donated. If you donated $5, if you donated $5,000. Those people were just so wonderful to just come in and support us.
Such an important effort. Kara, I know you've been looking into this. You've been following the story for a while now. How much is this help really needed in this community?
Well, Matt, Ashley, I can tell you, excuse me, they said that without this truck, excuse me, that they were having a very hard time just kind of getting the day-to-day deliveries completed. And this truck, it was a huge part of their daily routine. It's being used to drop off backpacks to local schools, not just here in Boca, but spanning from Boynton and Del Rey as well. They have satellite locations there. It was dropping off backpacks to about 11 schools, sending kids home with food who may not have access to it over the weekends. It was also used to pick up different deliveries and distributions from Feeding South Florida. They said what they typically could do in one trip, they were now forced to do in several smaller trips. Some people using their own personal cars, which of course are not refrigerated. So it was really impacting how quickly and efficiently they were able to do their day-to-day deliveries. And of course, just such great news. They were so grateful for the community support, and especially with the big Thanksgiving meal project. This could not have come at a better time. And $150,000 in 2 weeks, that's just unbelievable, and such a testament to how great our community is here for helping to facilitate the mission of this local nonprofit.
Yeah, Kara Duffy reporting live. We're glad to. Thanks, Kara.